Hi guys, how are we all doing? Just bringing you another amazing video from Arcane. Give it a watch, guys.
It's just another trying to be insightful video into the Muslim Brotherhood and the importance of it within the UK and Ireland. So just on the Muslim Brotherhood, this will maybe be a few part information session, let's just say, for there's a plethora of information you need to try and get through with it. So just as an introduction then, the Muslim Brotherhood was actually founded in 1928. I know it's maybe only coming to the fore now, people being aware of it. Hamas is a Muslim Brotherhood. It's a Palestinian offshoot. Hamas was derived from the Muslim Brotherhood. More specifically, I'm going to be talking about a report called Unmasking the Muslim Brotherhood. It was commissioned by the ECR, which is a European Conservative Reform Group in the European Parliament. Just a caveat, this report, it's not the official position of the EU, but I will give you some description into the authors of it and their background and their knowledge on the subject. So the First Lady was excuse my pronunciation if it's not right here, Florence Bergoude Blackler. Okay, so she's a European Centre for Research and Information on the Brotherhood. She's been at it for over 30 years regarding Muslim normalities in Europe, and in particular extensive research on halal markets and the Muslim Brotherhood. The other individual is Tommaso Virgilio. He was a researcher at the Berlin Social Science Center, and he's also mainly focused on Islamism, Muslim integration, Islam and human rights, with a focus on Europe and Mid Eastern and North Africa. There's a fella, Charlie Wilmers, you call him. He's actually the vice chairman of the European Conservatives Reform Group, and this is just a brief introduction and his summation of what's going on with Muslim Brotherhood and its funding, which is more importantly runs into hundreds of millions of pounds, hundreds of millions, both direct and indirect funding. I'll get to it further on in another part. I'll touch on it lightly here today, but the web and the entities are that deep, and it's just trying to get better understanding of the funding route, but let's just say it's multifaceted. So Charlie Wilmers, if the European Union and its member states, regions and municipalities continue to fund, legitimise and embolden ideologies bent on undermining the continent's religious and cultural underpinnings, our shared futures at stake. The Muslim Brotherhood is a resourceful and calculating transnational Islamist organisation, poses precisely such a threat to safeguard the values and that define us. We must confront the challenges of this religious ideological movement head on with clarity and courage. So that's just a brief statement, I say, from Charlie Wilmers. He's the vice president. So I'll just touch on a couple of the charities just for now to sort of let you see how an innocuous name can maybe be more underneath the surface. So the first charity is European Institute of Human Science. What this actually is a network of schools across France, Germany, the UK and Finland that trains basically imams and religious scholars while promoting an interpretation of Islam aligned with the Muslim Brotherhood. The French government actually dissolved the main French branch of this in September 2025, citing its teaching materials legitimised violent jihad. So just let that sink in. The name of this charity is European Institute of Human Science. It is a network of schools across Germany, UK and France promoting and teaching Islamic scholars with an interpretation of Islam. French has already banned it. This is also within the report. It's highlighted a few charities there. I'm still going down the rabbit hole with a lot of the other ones. Another one is the European Council for Fatwa and Research. Now this is based in Dublin. It's a jurisprudent body. It provides religious rulings to help European Muslims reconcile Islamic law with in non-Muslim countries. It was established by Al Qadri. Many members have ties to the Muslim Brotherhood and affiliated entities. So there's links to a lot of these charitable organisations going back to the Muslim Brotherhood. I say a lot of them's innocuous, but you just have to try and follow the train. I will try and get a more in-depth discussion on some of these things. So the Muslim Brotherhood, many people might be surprised to know the Muslim Brotherhood is actually banned in several Muslim countries. Find it hard to believe. They think they would be in support. But I'll just list through a few of them here and the reasoning behind it, and some other new things that came to pass there just in the last few days. So, say the Muslim Brotherhood is banned in many Muslim countries. And as of January 2026, this is the best this I can sort of see here. So Egypt has designated a terrorist organisation. Saudi Arabia designated terrorist organisation, and this goes back as far as 2014, and it's still in place now. Saudi Arabia in March 2014, the UAE 2014, and just to make you aware, as of January this year, the UAE has actually escalated its stance by restricting scholarships for students wishing to study were in the UK. So the UAE has escalated its stance and restricting scholarships of students to study in the UK. And their fear is that the radicalisation by the Muslim Brotherhood linked networks on Western campuses. So there you have a Muslim country that's banned Muslim Brotherhood. It's now heavily restricting students being able to come to the UK to study because of the fear of getting radicalised and by radical Islamists in the UK. Let that sink in. Jordan has banned all activities of the Muslim Brotherhood since April 13th, 2025, citing security concerns and plots against the kingdom. Bahrain has listed them as a terrorist organisation. Syria has been categorised as a terrorist entity. Kazakhstan categorised as a terrorist organisation. Now, that's all Muslim countries that have banned the Muslim Brotherhood, and still there's radio silence in the UK. The last report that the UK produced on the Muslim Brotherhood was in December 2015, I'm nearly sure. That was their last review into the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood is outlawed in some countries. One of them is Russia. One of them is the USA. And the last review by the UK was in 2015. Why and how is the Muslim Brotherhood able to operate within the UK and Ireland? Its associated charities, which gets funding through different means. People need to understand, whenever you hear NGOs, stands for non-governmental organisation. To my mind, if an NGO is getting any more than 30 or 40% of its income from a government, it can't be classed as a non-governmental organisation, because you're going to be heavily swayed to toe the line of whatever government's in power because of the funding you receive. But so the UK hasn't banned the Muslim Brotherhood. There's no talk of any review or another report being done into the Muslim Brotherhood. Islamic nations. How can Islamic nations ban the Muslim Brotherhood and they see it for what it is and ban it, but the UK does not? Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how the French government can dissolve one of these charity streams, the Institute for Human Science, European Institute for Human Science, because of its materials legitimising violent jihad. There needs to be a wake-up call. I'll put the link at the bottom of this video for this Unmasking Muslim Brotherhood report for you to read for yourselves. I will do a few other installments of this the charities, the money getting spent and through at these charities, and we're actually, the British government and the Irish governments and the European Union is funding the country's own demise. They are funding these NGOs and charitable organisations, and what actually happens within these charities and organisations, they look to conform on the surface, but then beneath the surface they're pushing out hatred. We need to wake up. If you're not understanding what's happening to your country and countries, what more do people need to do? The link will be in the description. Hopefully more episodes or installments will come on the Muslim Brotherhood, but suffice to say, it is not conducive with Western societies or Christian countries.
So yeah guys, everything Ken is saying, please pay attention and also go do your own research. Everything that this man is saying is 110% true. All of it true. Go do your own research, and I'm going to leave it there guys. Ken is an amazing man, and he is going to be bringing more stuff about the Muslim Brotherhood to you guys. And again, as I've stated before, please go and research, you know. And yeah, until the next one guys, take care, look after them babies, and God bless. Bye.